Hello Galactic family. My beloved. We begin this new month of October the other end of September, depending on where you live, with a wonderful and invigorating new moon, 8 degrees of Libra. It is with this loving sign that inner synthesis begins, and we individuality Aries to remember the feeling of being at one with all, sharing from our hearts and selfless help to all and not just for themselves, as used to be an old way. At this time, we rest in the tranquility of our soul with the sun and the moon in Libra, along with Mercury in direct motion again, also going to the same sign within a few days. Balance, calm after the storm, and the internal expansion in new beginnings, especially for new and enlightened relationships of all kinds, is what this moon in Libra promises us, since we have Jupiter also in Libra, in conjunction with the sun and the moon, helping us expand in abundance, new partnerships and experiences that are fully balanced and in perfect resonance with the frequency of our soul and our true path. We were challenged during this intense summer northern hemisphere to free up the empty of all that no longer serves our soul path. This was strongly felt also in our physical bodies. The more we tend to resist change, the more our bodies suffer to release and integrate these higher frequencies we are getting. Each of us is unique, so that you may be experiencing pain in his spine and/or legs. If you need to work is releasing your fear to build strong foundations in your life and become the sovereign being that you are, the essence of your life experience. Others may feel pain and activations in your throat chakra and thymus if what they need is to express your truth. Everyone will be compelled to give up what the limits and begin accessing the new, to be open to give and receive from the heart, without limitation or fear. At this time, we are being blessed with new gifts, to turn the corner, because those of us who are not afraid of the unknown, who are willing to go beyond our human self, can realize and begin to bring down our visions of the soul and physicist. It is a time of expansion, recalibration and unification. Still believe in ourselves and to be accepted as equal. Many of you are experiencing the emergence of many aspects of you that were hidden until now. Let us come to the fore. This new wave is destined to bring everything we refuse to admit to the light in order to be understood and broken. Before getting deep into the energies of October, one month filled with many gifts and loving energies, would like to share my experience as a stabilizing and Newfoundland anchor. In this intense moment, the Earth is forking a 3D matrix, finally take place over the next year, 2017. As you know, I am not straight in my publications. I share, my unique way, everything I receive and consider important. I rarely write about important dark programs, since I am instructed to remain concentrated in the light that we are all, although this is not easy. But ignore the opposing forces exist and that they are acting with a lack of awareness. It will not help, on the contrary, cause more confusion. That's why I decided to share within the divine love, which has been my experience during these last few months, in which case it may help others, as I believe that sharing is the only way to discern and report what is really happening, especially for those who are starting in this way upward, who tend to seek out the truth, which can only be found within. Many of you, as starseed souls, may also be feeling dark forces trying to weaken them and control them as you continue doing your inner work of unification and conscious integration. Sometimes you will be unable to discern whether they are undoing/unifying own shadows or whether they are part of a major attack. This is where we live in our soul, listening to his loving and wise guidance to distinguish what looks real and what is handled. And remember, we are never alone or without hope, are the guardians, fellow starship and many other beings of light and love helping in this important moment in the creation, need not fear, only need to be informed. There is no judgment here, just a message to stabilizers, network workers and all who help there exclusively, mainly acting as the enormous negativity of collective filters, to stay centered in your heart and in your eternal compassion to the whole, as we continue to extricate us from the old earth. Remember, beloved, they try to cause further separation, by any possible methods, and let me be honest, this journey is not always easy. We are criticized, judged, taken as fools, among many other things, but our main goal and desire is to find unity and spread the light where there is no love. Do not involve the opinions or negative tactics of others to us. It is not easy to remain balanced, as we navigate through different realms, being attacked by huge dark forces to belittle the work we do, as those who are facing this, know well. It can be extremely challenging, or it has least been for me to distinguish between their own life experiences and being sent by these shadowy entities, in the form of negative codes, 3D implants, thoughts sent by images and other methods. We all go through these initial steps, as we advanced in our upward journey, confirming and remaining faithful to our path and guidance we receive from our soul. That makes all the difference, with all the false propaganda that is out there to confuse the masses. When we share with our soul, we remember how our existence is eternal and the real purpose of it can be challenged, with suffering, as we continue to do our job, but we also have the joy that what we are all doing as one brings to the planet. We are actually disengaging us from everything we used to be and know how to be able to enlist us in a whole new stage. We should get completely empty, with an open heart to give welcome to all and to all who are destined to play our lives inside this new stage of our experience. Cosmos always works in harmony with us, with all that is and ever. October as the new moon in Libra also maintains a number of frequency 1, since it is a universal 10-month, which reduced gives us 10-1. This is a reminder that we are ending a cycle of 9 years, still oscillating between both worlds, and it is essential that end up with everything that used to limit us as we continue expanding in the new realms we are creating. We are still immersed in a huge transition, and as we reach the beach, our main goal is to continue undoing the lower layers, as well as learning how to navigate through a passage which is in revealing the lines of possible time availability, and we have to choose which really want to live. The number 1 in the tarot is represented by the magician. A hand pointing to the sky and the other towards the earth. He knows how to work with the universal laws. Once he mastered the art of going down to the physical, what was first created in the ethereal. This is the place where we are now, foreseeing the deepest desires of our soul, while we do have them come down to our new reality. We are all magicians, as all internally have the power to manifest the results that are aligned with our higher will. We just have to focus our precious energy on what is really important, since it is not the time now to disperse her in illusions and past situations, but in the new life experiences that we are building and that have nothing to do with who we used to be. On a cosmic level, we started this month with an infusion of vitality, since we have Pluto, the planet of power, already in direct motion again, since September 26, and Mars in Capricorn Warrior. Both forces remind us of our inner power, and while both are retrograde, feel a lack of energy and focus, now that the two are in direct motion and powerful signs, have an opportunity to change, transform and regenerate from within, all that does not resonate more with who we are now. Mars helps us to direct our inner fire to what is really important to our soul path, while Pluto gives us the gift of being those that transform our lives. It is an opportunity to continue destroying the old worlds and begin to bring order to the new, based on freedom and joy to follow the true desires of our soul brings. We also began this month with Mercury entering Libra. Mercury in Libra suggests, especially after its retrograde period, which is a wonderful time to ask ourselves we are maintaining balanced relationships based on unconditional love and authenticity, or if we are still repeating the old patterns that lead us to attachment and dependency. We are communicating from a place of complete integrity and freedom? Or are we in need to get validation from others? While retrograde, take time to view and observe our behavior in relationships, since it is always about ourselves, never about others. So now, if you realize that some of these old patterns are returning to your life, is the perfect time to heal and balance with so many planets in loving sign of Libra. On October 16th, we have a full moon at 23 degrees of Aries. The full moons are all about conclusions. Instead, Aries is a very optimistic sign, the first sign of the zodiac, which is eager to start new things and dive into new adventures, since he loves the physical challenges. This is not a contradiction, since conclusions and new beginnings are always interconnected and are being confirmed than ever experienced internally, a profound transformation inner alchemical we are making in every moment again, leaving aside our old ways, old relationships, to receive the higher, because we come here to integrate polarity and see all the things/beings/aspects of ourselves as equals within creation. The path of unification is not easy, but it is essential to access the new non-judgmental and inner knowing that everything is always divine in nature, although our human self perceives as being dark or lower. Everything serves a purpose. It helps us remember in a world of duality, which actually came from the unit. Finally, the last part of the month will be governed by Scorpio healing frequency, as on October 23rd, the Sun enters this sign along the Mercury doing the same the next day, and a new moon in Scorpio N2. We are now invited to visit the depths of our being, browsing through our inland waters, which contain all the emotions that we need to heal and release, as with the Sun in Scorpio, is a time to illuminate those dark corners. By wisdom we ransomed him all this time and welcome the dark aspects that are also part of who we are in creation, what makes us complete and one with the all. A time to look internally in order to receive all the revelations that these last months have brought us, since the latter part of this year will show us where we are going. What is very important to change the direction, if the line time we choose not have more resonance with our true destiny. This month is quiet in the physical, but does not mean that our internal worlds are not being changed and adjusted to a new vibration, and even more after the intensity of eclipses, whose energies will accompany us for at least 6 months. Everything is created from the inside, and take the time to let it come down to our internal areas and bring all these revelations and guidance to our physical self. It is crucial at this time. We have felt that, as the macrocosm is only reflecting our microcosm and vice versa. We just have to get in line with our divine essence to be fully aware of everything that's going on, not out there but in our inner worlds, which will reveal everything you need to know and accept at this time. The powerful new moon to 7 degrees of Scorpio at the end of the month along with Mercury have that same sign, since 24 September, is a perfect synchronized cosmos message to continue working on the integration of soul and start creating unified results, which serve the greater good of the whole and compassionate state of being. It will be a new moon magic, intuitive and love to feel the warmth of the light, that all internally we maintain and illuminate our outer world with it, bringing the wisdom of the soul for our journey and more clarity, which, as always, can only come from the inside. The whole self-healing and purification we do at this time will affect the whole and clear the way for us to receive new insights about the next steps of our journey and help the collective soul in your search. This soothing month invites them to have faith in all internal visions that you receive and that will unfold in divine time and the highest good of all involved. The month of October has many gifts to expand in the new and allow new light and co-creativos relationships in our lives. Just leave aside what we thought it was for us and allow the divine send us the souls that are aligned with our frequency. We cannot feel it yet, but our souls agreed in advance with these meetings for a long time. Render us and be alert to any signs that this benevolent universe always sends us, every moment, is essential to give welcome to all the blessings that we cannot always see, due to our limited vision. Just be, let things flow, instead of encouraging the human tendency to control the conditions. Know that you are always blessed immeasurably and that no matter whether they see it or not, in your reality, things are always working for us all the wonderful and miraculous ways. I wish you all a month of October magical, loving and abundant, beloved. With love and light, always,